Hi, can you hear and see okay?
I think so. Turn it up a little.
Wonderful.
Hi.
It's great to see your face and hear your voice, and you must be Emma.
Hold on.
Wonderful to meet you. Okay, I'm Vandy, so it's wonderful
Nice
to
to meet you.
get to actually chat with you both. So, Emma, I know a little bit about you from your
It's
mom,
it's
but I
Anna.
always like,
Sorry.
oh,
Did you
yes.
hear me? Oh, she was just saying that it was Anna.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So I got that wrong somehow. I'm so sorry. I must
Hey, it
have,
happens.
I don't know, put it in my calendar
It's
wrong.
close,
I
you
wonder
know.
in a voicemail or something, maybe I just jotted it. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Anna. Well, wonderful to meet you, Anna. My apologies.
It's
Or
fine.
I wonder if it like I typed it wrong or it auto corrected or something. I apologize, but Anna, I'm so sorry about that. Well, I know. And I'll get it right next time. And Jess.
Hi.
Jess and Anna. Wonderful. All right. So, well, that kind of makes sense. We've chatted.
Yeah.
Jess and I have chatted, but we haven't yet. So, all right. So, Anna, I know a little bit about you from your mom and about ISMA and everything you've got going on. So, I know a little bit about her ideas about what your goals are for lessons, but I would love to hear from you as well about why you want to do lessons, what you hope to accomplish through this, what some of your intentions are going forward. So I thought maybe you could share a little bit with me as well so that I can have a good perspective from both of you.
I just thought I've always liked to sing, but I've been scared to do it in front of other people. But then the last year, I feel like I've been more open into it. So then I felt like I wanted to do it in high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Awesome. So it's something you enjoy doing just for yourself
Mhm.
when you're at
Yeah.
home and it's just like day to day life. But the idea of getting up in front of people has been a little bit nerve wracking. That totally makes sense. And then, as you've gotten a little bit older, you've thought about it and gone, I think I can do it now. That totally makes sense. I get that. So as you are, going into high school and thinking ahead to that time of your life, what would be some of the things that you are hoping to do? Are you wanting to do maybe more traditional choir, show choir, musicals? Do you have particular ideas about things you might like to do?
Probably just regular choir or maybe show choir.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I'm curious, do you like to dance?
I mean, I used to dance when I was younger. It seems
Yeah.
fun, but I haven't really gotten
Yeah,
into it.
absolutely. So, show choir might be something that you would enjoy because then you get to sing and dance at the same time. But
Mhm.
maybe starting out with a more traditional choir, and then if you enjoy that, then branching off into a show choir might be a fun thing to look into. I just ask because it's such a big part of our culture and community in this area. Actually, Glee was inspired by the rivalry here between Carmel and North Central and how show choir is such a big thing here. So they actually had asked Carmel High School when my brother was there about possibly doing a reality show about show choir, and the parents said no, but they said no, thank you. But he did show choir when he was there and absolutely loved it. And I know that there are many schools in this region that have just fantastic show choir programs. So it could be a great opportunity if that's something that you're interested in. However, they also have very good choirs that do not have the dancing element involved as well. So you could also look into that. And then maybe doing ISMA for voice next year too might also be a fun thing to work towards. That would be a little bit more of a traditional singing rather than musical theater or contemporary styles. It would be more of maybe folk songs, art songs, more classical pieces of your vocal training. So that's something to possibly think about working towards. I was also wondering what styles of music you enjoy the most. What do you enjoy singing and listening to as you're just, enjoying music for yourself? Do you have any favorite artists, favorite bands, favorite musicals?
I mean, I like a lot of different artists, but like for singing, I like Billie Eilish a lot because I just feel like I can
Okay.
like sing that easily. Because it
Yeah,
has like
yeah, that
the
you feel like
yeah.
you listen to it and you try to sing it and you go, "Oh, this is very comfortable in my voice."
Yeah.
That's a really nice insight. Thank you. That helps me
Um,
also get a good
um,
idea of kind of your range and where you're comfortable. Wonderful. Awesome. Great. Yeah. So that just gives me some ideas of where you're at. It sounds like you have a really strong musical background already, which is definitely going to be an asset as a vocalist as well. And I'm always encouraging my vocal students to learn more about music theory and understanding the music rather than just trusting what they're hearing and feeling, because communicating with other musicians, if you end up being in a band or working with a collaborative pianist, it can be a really helpful thing. Wonderful. All right, so usually what we do in our first session is cover the basics, but I also know that we have if you have coming up, you've got things that we're working towards that have deadlines, we might want to adjust our schedule. So, thinking about kind of the time period moving forward, I can just kind of incorporate some of those basic building blocks of singing into the lessons as well. So thinking of maybe a piece that we want to start working on, do you have any ideas about that?
yeah, I looked at the list for like the tryouts. I'm
Yeah.
not completely sure, but I have a couple ones that I want to do. So I still have to
Yeah.
play.
Okay, so what were some of your ideas of possibilities?
Probably either a whole new world or a million dreams, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, so I do want to be sure that, just with our timeline, that we are getting you where you need to be, in a timely fashion, so that you're not feeling anxious when we get there. So, would you like to try a little bit of both of those today, and maybe we can figure out which one we want to primarily focus on?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, everything that we do today, we'll go ahead and do together. So, I will go over some of those basic building blocks of singing, just like general good concepts that'll help support your singing. And we'll explore your voice a little bit. I want to hear it and get to know your instrument a bit, kind of listen for your strengths, your weaknesses, the things that we want to continue improving on and strengthening, that kind of thing. So I'll be playing around with different things and listening for those types of things so that we can have a good plan moving forward. So wonderful. Have you tried singing these two songs already?
Yeah, I have, but there were like also a couple different versions you could choose, like based on
Right.
your range, so I didn't know which one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinning down exactly which one.
Mhm.
So it sounds like you've actually done some of your homework already for that and planning. So then I can kind of help you decide and lock it down for today so that we can start focusing in on specifically what we want to focus on. All right, wonderful. So especially with you feeling a little bit nervous today, I'll do everything with you just so that you don't have to feel quite as nervous. I think having someone else to do it with makes it feel a little less stressful. So I want you to, as a singer, we have to use our breath. We are a wind instrument. So always think about a nice, elongated, tall posture. So with that spine lengthening and lifting through. From the hips, we're going to be thinking of stretching that spine. Between every chunk of your spine, imagine a little air bubble as you lengthen and get taller. All right. Another thing that we're going to think about is having our neck be nice and elongated. So with the neck, I want you to think about elongating through the back of it. Your chin's going to be more level with the floor. Just relax that jaw, just kind of let it kind of mushy mouth like you went to the dentist and they shot you all full of Novocaine and now you're just like, okay, well, I move my mouth. So just nice and relaxed. The tongue is relaxed in the mouth as well. We're going to keep those shoulders back. That sternum and clavicle are lifted and open and expansive. So singers take space. We are tall and broad. We take that space because we need that trunk of our body to be movable, flexible, and expanding to fill with air. So now I want you to think about, we're going to take a deep breath rather than having shallow, quick breaths up here where we can see our shoulders moving a lot. That is good for some situations. It gets us fast oxygen in and out very quickly. However, we don't have control over the exhalation, and as singers, we need to be able to control the airflow. So we are going to breathe a little deeper into our core. So I want you to focus on that rib cage, these little intercostal muscles. We're going to breathe in, lift and expand, and then we're going to, as we exhale, focus that air. And you can let that relax closed. So let's try that again, breathing in. Wonderful, and focused air. Good. We're also going to think about allowing our belly muscles to relax. Those ab muscles, we want those to be nice and relaxed so that as we're filling with air, the diaphragm can press down, push those other organs out of the way, and have more space for the lungs to fill with air. Just like sponges soaking up water and expanding, they're filling with air and expanding. So that diaphragm is going to be pressing down, and our other organs need somewhere to go. So the belly needs to feel like it's able to expand, and then it'll come back in as we exhale that air and use it, and we remove it from our body. So go ahead and place your hands on your belly, and we're just going to breathe in and out and try to feel like you really relax those muscles. And as we breathe in, we're going to allow an expansion and then a flattening, coming back in as we exhale. So breathing in and focused air. So the ribs should be opening, and also that diaphragm is moving down like an elevator action at the same time. Wonderful. We also can actually expand in the backspace as well. Your ribs surround your lungs and protect them all the way around your torso. And actually in the front, your rib cage is a lot shorter than it is in the back. So we actually have a lot more space in the back to expand. So I want you now to focus on expanding in the back. So go ahead and lean forward a little bit. Sometimes if we close off the front, it's easier to feel that expansion in the back. So just kind of hunching over a little bit to close off the front for the air. And we're going to focus on that feeling of expansiveness in the back. Sometimes focusing on the sides of the ribs and then kind of spreading to the back can help with that feeling. So let's breathe in and out and just feel that, and just focus on expanding in the back space a couple times. Breathing in and release. Good. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in and release. Wonderful. So ideally, we as singers are going to utilize all of the spaces that we can expand into, because the more air we have, the more control we have over things like the phrasing or holding out, sustaining, long held high notes, things like that. So let's think about the entire trunk of your body now. We're going to be expanding all the way around, and then that nice focused air up and out. Breathing in and focus that energy. Excellent. Good. So the reason we focus so much on the air is because air for a singer is like gas in a car. Without it, even if everything else is working right, you're not going to go anywhere. So we have to make sure that we have that air to fuel the voice. So what's going to happen is we're going to send the air through. In your throat, it's kind of like a fork in a road. It starts as one tube and it splits into two, the esophagus and the trachea. And so that one tube, the esophagus, goes to your stomach. The other, the trachea, is where the air flows through. So we're going to be focusing on, obviously, the air tube. At the top where they split, there are little gatekeepers that when we swallow, when we cough, they're protecting your lungs. They're saying food, water, all of that needs to go that way. Don't come this way. So that's their primary job. But we have learned to use those gatekeepers to create sound. So the vocal folds are actually just those gatekeepers that close and protect your lungs. So when we want to create sound, we pull them together. When they're at rest, they're open in a little V. And then when we want to sing, we close those and we bring them together. But we don't press them super hard together. We bring them together lightly so that then we can send air through them. As the air comes through, they're going to vibrate at whatever speed the air is flowing. So they're going to vibrate more slowly, and we'll send air more slowly through for lower pitches. And then when we want to sing higher, we send the air through faster, and they'll vibrate faster for higher pitches. So that breath is what's controlling what pitch you have and what sound you have. And you can do just a little burst of the vibration, or you can do and it'll vibrate for a long held note. So that air is really where that sound originates. Yes, the sound is coming from your throat technically, but the sound would not exist without the breath. So that's why we start there. All right, so let's try just gently making some sound. Right now, I don't care so much what it sounds like. It's more just feeling the sensations. So if you feel at the bottom of your neck in the front, there's a little notch. And if you touch that very lightly and then you just make some sound, you'll feel some vibrations there. Or hello. Just kind of make some sounds, just kind of aha. Just make some sound and just feel those vibrations.
What do I do?
Yeah, so you're just gonna make some sound with your voice, and you're just gonna lightly touch that and feel the vibrations as they happen. So try a yeah, and a Yeah. Did you feel some vibrations in there? Yeah. So that's where your vocal folds are. If you touch a little bit higher and you swallow, you'll feel a little cartilage box rise and fall. That's your larynx. And that is there to protect the vocal folds. And we in singing use that to change the shape that the air flows through, and that changes the sound quality as well. So knowing that that's there is helpful. Also, just having some awareness of this tube, the air flows through the back of the mouth. There's kind of a big cave of space back here with that soft palate, which is that soft, stretchy space up at the top of your mouth with your molars, where when you yawn, it can stretch and open. We use that a lot, whether it's higher and lower, we'll stretch and lower it. We have your tongue shapes, your lip shapes, the jaw, whether it's more open or more closed. We think about the interactions with the teeth. So if you think about glass bottles of all different sizes and shapes and you blew over the top of them, they're all going to make a different sound because the air is spinning through those different shapes. So that's kind of what we're doing as well. We create the actual pitch with the vocal folds themselves and the airflow speed. And then we create other parts of the sounds, like our consonants, our vowels, with the shapes that we go through. So we're going to be just mentally paying attention to that and gaining some awareness of any physical sensations you're feeling. We as singers, we don't have like in a dance class, you have a mirror and you go, oh, I need to turn a little bit more, and oh, I need to point my toe more, right? We don't have that as much. They're itty bitty muscles inside that we don't see. So we go a lot more by what we feel. We'll use visual concepts and physical sensations more for what we do, or I'll use little exercises to kind of trick you into finding things, and I'll say, okay, that's the feeling, lock that in. So good. So that just kind of helps to get an understanding of what we're doing with the voice. We have two muscles that are going to control your vocal folds. One pulls side to side. When we use that muscle, they get thicker and wider. Usually those are going to be, that muscle is used for the lower pitches. So that is your thyroarytenoid muscle. I'm going to refer to it as your chest voice muscle. The reason I'll say that is because most people, not all, but most, will feel the vibrations more low in their chest when they use that muscle. We also have a front to back muscle that elongates and narrows, like think of a stretchy rubber band. As you stretch it, it gets thinner, right? So we're going to be thinking about that muscle is going to be engaging usually for the higher pitches, and will vibrate faster when we use that one. The reason we vibrate slower and faster for those The chest voice muscle, when we engage that, we press more firmly closed. There's more pressure on the closure, so the air flows through more slowly. When we stretch and elongate, it's a lighter pressure, and so we can send the air through more quickly and we can vibrate faster for those higher pitches. That front to back muscle is called your cricothyroid muscle, but I will refer to it as your head voice muscle. Why? Because most people, again, not all, but most, will feel the vibrations more in their head when they engage that muscle. So they'll feel the sound vibrations more in their head space as they use that muscle. I'll also sometimes say mixed voice. What I'm referring to there is that we are actually engaging both muscles simultaneously. They're supporting each other and supporting the sound coming out. All right, so I just want you to kind of know how I'll be referring to things. If anything's ever confusing, just stop me and ask for clarification. There are no dumb questions. Sometimes people say, okay, this might be a stupid question. I say, of course not. Of course it's not a stupid question. And sometimes I just am saying things and then I go, oh, right, of course you don't know what that is. All right, I'll explain, right? So just always feel free to say, hey, question, or give a comment, because that's always helpful. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to utilize that voice a little bit. Let's try to find the different spaces and the different speeds. So first, let's try like a sad little puppy dog whining. Give me a, yeah, exactly. Okay, so then let's try like a little baby owl or the Pillsbury Doughboy. Give me a whoo, whoo. Yeah. And then we're going to try a little bit lower. We're going to do like Santa Claus. Give me a big ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. So when we do that Santa Claus laugh, that's more your chest voice muscle at work, that side to side muscle. And we have a firmer pressure on the closure so the air flows through more slowly. When we do the sad little puppy dog or like the little baby owl or like a Mickey Mouse, like woohoo, Minnie, that is more of your head voice muscle at work. So we're stretching more front to back. We have a lighter pressure and we vibrate faster for the higher pitch. Awesome. So let's try now. We're going to see what happens if we try to slide low to high. So your vocal folds are going to be pulling more side to side and then they're going to elongate front to back as we go. So we're going to say whoop and do low to high, and we're going to go whoop. Try that. Yeah, so there we're sliding through the mixed voice as well, where we're actually engaging both muscles simultaneously. Now we're going to try high to low so we can feel more stretched front to back and then widening as we come down. So we're going to say wahoo and go wahoo.
Wahoo!
Beautiful. Yes, wonderful. You sound great. Okay, so lovely. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of where we're going with everything. So I would like to work on the songs a little bit. Have you sung today already, or are we still kind of warming up?
No, not today, really.
All right, great. So yeah, that's just good to know. So we'll work on the songs, but we'll kind of warm up into the songs so that we're still working on them. All right. So which one do you want to start with first?
I think probably a new world. The whole.
Okay. All right.
I feel like
Absolutely.
I liked that song, but like there's like a low part, and the low part's kind of hard for me to sing.
So it needs a little bit more work. Do you feel like the range on A Million Dreams is a little bit more comfortable?
I feel like a whole new world is easier, probably.
Okay. All right. Great. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So that one would be the one you're more leaning towards right now. Absolutely. Okay. Perfect. So you've been listening to it. Have you worked on it quite a bit or just a little bit?
Just a little bit, not really.
All right, absolutely. All right, so let's do, since we're still learning this song, let's go ahead and let's play the track, but also sing along with it so that you're hearing it and then you can go along with it. I'm curious, which version were you looking at? Are you looking at the like old school cartoon version, or which version have you been listening to?
I mean, I think it was just the original, but there were like
The original, yeah.
keys, like they changed the keys, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So did they give you specific tracks to do it with?
It is. Should I play it or something?
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they have a version that has the singer with it, or is it just the
No,
track?
it was just like the accompaniment.
The
Like
accompaniment. All right. Alrighty. Yeah, play it for me so I can see what key it is, because that would be helpful. Yeah, it makes me wonder if it's the key for the newer version with the live action singers. Because it's
Yeah, I
interesting
think
that
it's
they
the older
changed
one,
it.
but I just had to find it. It was in like the text from my mom. So wait.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, there's.
I think it's an F. I think that's the key we're in. So now let me check these other keys. Okay, so that's a little bit lower. All right. And let me check this other one. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, they must have moved it to make it more comfortable for like the people auditioning. Okay, let me see. And this is the music that they're going to have you use for the audition?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Okay. I see. So the original key is in D, and then they're having you sing it in F, which is a minor third higher. So that is actually quite a bit higher than the original, which is interesting. Huh. Okay. Yeah. It just must be because they want it to be comfortable. So yeah, so we'll just go ahead and do it with that. I know you've been listening. It's nice when you're able to sing along with the singer. But what also is nice about singing it without them is that you really get to make it your own and you're not trying to imitate as much. So there are positives to it. So if we are listening to that track, have you listened to it a few times? Are you a little bit familiar with it?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. But not a bunch.
Not really, yeah.
I've listened to it a couple times, but...
So, it's going to sit there instead of in the lower key. So yeah, I would say let's go ahead. Could you possibly send me the track? Would that be okay? Or like the link to it? Do you have my number? Oh, your mom sent it. I have it. I'm sorry. She sent it to both of us. Perfect. Okay. Oh, that helps me. Yes, perfect.
Folder, so I'm not really sure. Like, how would you?
Yeah, she sent it. I have it too, so that really helps. Nice. Okay, so all right. So I do want to be sure that we're practicing in the right key because of muscle memory is the thing. So let's see.
Does it have like the other songs too?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just all right. Take me there. Yeah, I'm just opening it up. Perfect. Great. Yeah, I don't want to be teaching you a song in the wrong key and then you be like, ah. All right, perfect. So, let's see. Audition materials. That's the one. Sorry, it took a little bit to get there. Ah, and they actually have sheet music as well. Perfect. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Oh, I see. They have different keys depending on if it's for the female singers or the male singers.
Yeah.
Ah, perfect. Okay, lovely. That is helpful. All right, and we're starting at, oh, I see. It's a cut. That's why it's in the different key, because it's not it's not starting at the beginning. There's a modulation or a key change in the song. So they actually are doing the original key. They're just having you sing the part later after it modulates. Ah, that makes a lot more sense now. I was like, I am so confused how they chose this key. All right, that actually helps a lot. So it's a cut of the song. We're going to start at Unbelievable Sights. So we're starting at Jasmine's part. So yeah. Yes, usually you won't sing a full song. You'll be singing the cut, which is a much shorter cut of the song. All right. This actually makes it a lot easier. So we are going to work through this together. We'll start just humming through it, just because I want to be sure that we kind of feel out how your voice is going to be moving through. So that's where we'll begin. So we're going to start on the A is going to be our starting note. So I'll play it with us as we go. Let me just check sound settings to make sure you can hear both the piano and me as we go through. So again, that starting pitch is going to be the A, and we're going to stop. It's not a long cut, which is actually kind of nice. So we're starting at unbelievable, but we're just going to hum through it to begin here. So we're just going to hum along, especially since, you haven't sung a whole lot today yet. So we want to make sure your voice is warmed up gently into the song. All right, so starting at that unbelievable. So go ahead and just hum that starting note first. Just kind of feel where that one is first. And then we're going to start with Jasmine, where she has her solo moment. All right, so breathing, here we go. Sorry. You know what? I went too far. We actually don't even have to go that far. We stop at the a whole new world. You'll hold that high note and then you cut off. So we have how many bars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars. So it's just a short, like 15-second to showcase this section. So it's actually kind of nice. It'll feel like it kind of stops abruptly, but it's nice. You can really polish this section. All right, so then let's go ahead. We did that hum. Does that feel like it's comfortable? Does it feel a little bit high? Does it feel more mid-range?
I think just like the very end feels like kind of high, but I think I can still reach it. So
well, I think it's supposed to, because we have that high note that we hold that we finish the song with, right? Or we finish our cut with. But for us, we just have a very short song is how we're gonna think about it. All right, so we're going to focus on the airflow now. So we're going to focus on that that narrow focused feeling and that connection with your core. So can you give me like a race car? Give me a like a V consonant, like a revving race car, or you're revving a motorcycle engine. So we're going to get that feeling of revving. Yeah, can you feel in your core that connection with the air, right? Yeah. So we're going to take that V consonant because that really helps us connect with that connection in our core. And let's try, we're going to open up to a vowel. So each syllable will do V, V, V. So what's great is every single note will be re-engaging our core and our breath connection. And then we're going to be singing through the vowel, through that E vowel. And this E is a really nice vowel because we can feel the sensations really well, the placement or the shape of that vowel. And also it's going to give us a nice bright, clear tone, which is really nice when you have something that's more of a musical theater kind of sound here. Whoops. That's going to have kind of the sound we're going for this style. All right, so we're going to go through. I'll give you an example. It's going to sound like V, 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 V. And so we're just going to sing through the patterns of the melody and the rhythm on that V, V, V. So let's go ahead and try that together, okay? 1, 2, ready, and V, 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 V. Breathe. V, 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 V. V, 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 V. V, 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 V. Nice. All right. So as you get higher from the low, if you feel like it's a little bit hard or you're like kind of straining or reaching for that note, just open your mouth more and that'll help you get that higher note. So like if we started like V, 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 and open your jaw more, and that'll make that feel more comfortable. That'll help kind of stretch everything vertically, which makes it a lot easier to hit those high notes. You also can use something called vowel modification. So instead of staying on the V, which is a little more closed mouth shape, we can go V, V, ve, ve, and open, or V, V, va, va, and open a little bit more. And you can feel the shape that we're going for. So let's just try that last little phrase up to that long held high note, and let's do on a ve instead. So let's actually just do ve, 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 ve for that whole phrase. Breathing in, ve, 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 ve. Awesome, good. All right, so then let's play a little bit with leading into that. And I actually want us to crescendo through that long held note. So we're going to start a little bit softer, and then we're going to try to think of just a big whoosh of breath energy that gets like more and more oomph to it as you go. So think of starting with your mouth a little more narrow, and as you hold it out, you're going to open that mouth more, send a larger quantity of air through faster, and see if we can crescendo through that. So let's do from soaring, tumbling on V, 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 and then just for that V, 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 open more to the A, and expand your mouth a little bit more when we get higher. So soaring, tumbling, V, 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 breathing in. V, 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 Yeah, good. Did you feel a difference there? Could you kind of feel a little bit of a crescendo happening? Did it feel different with your breath flow or with the shape you were creating? What sensations did you notice?
I just felt like it felt a little bit easier to sing because like you could
Good.
feel your mouth opening up. So
Awesome. Good. Yeah, one of the things that makes those long held notes harder is that sometimes, it's the end of a phrase, we're holding it out longer. That takes a lot more strength and stamina. And so the air can kind of start to fizzle out. And by thinking of crescendoing, we always have a little bit more air than we think we do because our body naturally holds on to some air. It's like, I'm going to hold some reserves just to keep me alive, And so we always have more than we think we do. And so we can, if we engage a little more with that diaphragm, we just like keep leaning into the lungs a little bit with that diaphragm, putting pressure, we will get a little bit more air than we think we have. So keeping that momentum through that long held note. But also, since it's a higher note, it takes more air energy anyway. So for both crescendoing and getting louder, and also for a higher note, we just need more air. So that phrase, we're just going to think about really connecting with that core and just really like, get to it. Yeah. And really connect with that core to get that power that we want in that moment. Because that's your final note. It's a big note, and you want to leave them wanting more. So, all right. So the next thing we're going to try, we're just going to speak this in time. So we're going to all count as we go, and we're just going to speak these words in time. So like Aladdin says, now I'm in a whole new world with you. And then when he says you come in on unbelievable. So we're just going to talk it in time and get that really precise with our rhythms. Okay. All right. So I'll give this a 4 count leading into unbelievable. 1, 2, breathing in, unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world. And then that's where it's going to cut off. So with a musical...
Cut it off. Like,
what was that?
Note. How do I know like how long to hold it?
Oh, okay. So I would probably hold for the full measure and then cut off on the 1 of the following measure. Mm-hmm. So world. So they have, let me check. Because if you were singing on, you'd have a whole new world, 100. So I would probably do a whole new world and cut off on that strong 1, where you would be quickly taking a breath and coming back in on 100,000 things to see. Just cut off nice and strong there. In choral settings, we cut off usually on the 1. So a lot of the time, that's what you'll do as you're sustaining. You'll hold for a full measure, and then you'll cut off cleanly on a 1 beat, like a strong beat like that. And you'll want to be sure to have your final consonant be really clear and strong on that beat. World. And you'll tack that on right there at the end. We want to think about elongating the vowels, energizing the breath through the vowels. And the consonants are going to be short, quick, and crisp. And the reason for that is that vowels are the beautiful part of singing. That's where it's flowing and reverberating through the room and shimmering and filling the space. And then the consonants, some of them we can energize through, but a lot of them will briefly cut off the airflow. And the beautiful part is where it's more flowing and smooth and connected, and like a river, just brrr. And the consonants are kind of like the rocks in the river that get in the way. So they're not the pretty part. So we want to let that voice really soar through. We want to think about it more like a violin, a cello, a viola, with those sweeping zhoo, zhoo, zhoo kind of smooth connected phrases. Pianos are actually very percussive, because literally what's happening when you press a key is it's a hammer going boom on the strings, right? So it's very percussive. So our voice is more of a legato instrument, more like a string instrument with a bow. Yeah. All right. So we're going to try singing through on our words now. And with this, for right now, let's think about that smooth, flowing, connected feeling and really energizing through your vowels. All right. 1, 2, breathing in. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world. Excellent. And that final vowel is actually a more open vowel, world. So you can really use that vowel to help open up your mouth more, which is going to work really beautifully for that. It's set very nicely. All right. So we are going to now try. I want to focus a little bit more, because this is musical theater. It's more theatrical singing. We will have I would say more like poppin' consonants, I would say. And especially in that choral setting, we want everything to be very rhythmically aligned because we're going to be blending with other people. So very precise with them. And then think about, especially beginning and final consonants, we want those to be very crisp. They're very quick, they're clean. So we don't have one there, so we put a little glottal strike on it, just a little like kick of extra breath. So what we do is the vocal folds come together and we just pop that air through to create a little extra oomph, so we hear that more clearly. But thinking really short, crisp, clean consonants, and you're gonna feel like you're over exaggerating the diction a little bit, but that's gonna fit the style. And it's going to show them a little more polish to it, right? It's going to sound a little more like prepared and trained. So let's go ahead and try that with those really clean, crisp, clear, a little exaggerated diction. 1, 2, breathing in. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky, a whole new world. Nice, excellent. Okay, beautiful. All right, so what felt good about that time through? What are some of the things you've been feeling improving as we've been going through it?
Just like breathing. Like the more we go through it, I feel like my breathing has gotten better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I always feel like I've been able to sing, but like I've never really worked on breathing at all because I just never did choir, so I didn't really know what
Yeah,
to
the
do
breath makes such a huge difference, doesn't it? I love to hear that. I definitely have been noticing as we've worked through this cut that you've gotten more volume and more projection, more power under you, which is great. So that's something they're definitely going to be listening for is, can you project? That's beautiful. Wonderful. So I would love at this point, let's go ahead and try with the track. Just in case there's any like lag or anything, I'll have you play the track on your side. I can hear you just fine. So I'll have you play it on your side. Go ahead and sing along with that track. Make sure it's the SA version, or I guess actually the track would be the same because it is just
It is the same.
well, it's the cut. The boys is going to be the lower key because it's earlier in the song. So yeah, you'll need to be sure it's the SA, which is soprano alto, and it'll be the right key.
It's loading very slowly.
Oh no.
Do you have it? Do you know?
That's silly. Okay, yeah, I'll pull it up. It's and actually it is the original like the cartoon version. It's that original key, which is great. So actually we can do what I originally was saying of doing it actually with a lyric video, so you don't have to feel like you're like just lost and doing it all by yourself alone. So I'm gonna have you actually play it with them. Let me find where in the track it starts because it's a little later in the song. Okay, so it would be okay, so then he has dreaming a whole new world, place, okay. Unbelievable sights. All right, so it starts. Let's have you start playing the track about 110, just so you can hear a little bit of the lead in, and then you'll come in on Unbelievable, which starts about 115. So I'm going to send you this link. Or I can actually just show, I'll share the screen. That's fine. All right, so let's do that instead. And just let me know if there is any lag to it.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to start it about 110, so you'll have a little bit of a lead in. And then I just want you to sing it along with her. You'll start singing about 115, but you'll see the words on the screen before you start. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, let me make sure, because I'm sharing that, but sometimes the audio, I need to check. Okay. All right, so now it should all be good to go. All right, we'll try that again. Can you hear?
kind of. It's very
Oh,
quiet.
it's very soft. Let me check on that. Can you possibly turn it up on your side, like your computer volume? Yeah, I definitely want you to be able to hear it. So it looks like I've got the video all the way up now. All right. Did you try turning up your computer volume? Should we check it again? Okay, let's try it. All right, so we'll back up a little bit and we'll go from there. Oh, my screen sharing is paused. Why? That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me start it again. I clearly, when I changed the sound, I messed it up. So here we go. We'll go back because somehow I stopped it. There we go.
Yeah, I can hear it now. So
this is your lead-in.
Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling, across the endless diamond sky, a whole new world.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, Anna, that was lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so how did that feel singing through it that time without me, but doing it with the track and just kind of listening to the original singer? But, you know, with me just listening, did that feel a little bit scary because I wasn't singing with you? Did you feel pretty confident with it?
I felt confident. I just
Awesome.
scared singing in like a lot of people. Like I sing for my friends sometimes, and that's not scary. It's just
oh, great. So small groups, you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, what's nice about the audition is most likely you won't be in front of a big group. You'll probably be with maybe, you know, a few directors. You'll have an audition panel of your adjudicators, your teachers, who will be listening. Occasionally, they'll send in a handful of students together, and then you'll just like take turns and come and sit back down. That's not my favorite. I prefer to just wait in a line outside and just like come in, do the audition, leave, come in, do the audition, leave.
Talked to a lady at North Central, like we talked about it, and she said there will be like one judge for like each school. So like where I'm doing it, there will be only one judge listening. But then if you're doing show choir, you like all do the dance together, but then you take turns singing. So I think they might be watching me sing, like the other people trying out, but
got it.
They said it would only be like 10 people or less, so it wouldn't be like a ton of people.
Yeah. So at least a small group. So you'll have either, you know, one particular teacher or you're going to have a small group of people. So it won't feel as intimidating as a whole big crowd. And what's great is when you're with a choir or you're in a show or you're in, you know, show choir, dancing and singing, you have partners. You're not just all alone. Yeah. There will be opportunities for you to audition for solos, but the majority of the time you'll be singing with other people. Sometimes, let's say you're like, okay, I feel like I'm ready for a new challenge. Instead of with the whole choir, you could audition for like a small ensemble group. Like maybe there's a trio with harmonies or a little duet, and you at least have a partner so you don't feel alone. So I would say starting with more of, you know, choir, getting comfortable with that, and then doing those smaller ensemble opportunities, and then eventually auditioning for solos would be what I would recommend, just so you can kind of build up that confidence. But yeah, that doesn't sound as scary, right? It's like, okay, a small group. Feels a lot less intimidating.
I did like an orchestra solo for the viola and like an isma, and that made it a lot less scary. Like now just like I've done a solo and it was kind of scary, but like after doing that I feel like I could probably sing a solo.
Yeah. When your mom told me about that, I was so excited for you. You did so well. I'm so proud of you and excited for you. But the thing is, that really does help, right? To get that confidence. It's I would say ISMA is a pretty welcoming environment. You know, it's teachers from different schools, and so they want you to do well. You know, they're there being like, I'm cheering you on. I'm just here to like help you have an opportunity to do this and to experience something else. And I'm going to give you some constructive feedback on what's going well and what to keep working on to kind of stay on track. it's a very warm, welcoming environment. And I know it can still feel scary, but I think it's a great opportunity. And I know singing is a little bit different than playing a different instrument because the other instrument isn't part of your body. So singing can sometimes feel a little bit more personal because you're like, it's a part of me, it's a part of who I am. And every voice is unique. If I play a Yamaha piano and another Yamaha piano, they're built to kind of feel similar and sound similar. But a voice, even with the common voice types, like you have soprano, alto, contralto for females, and then you have tenor, baritone, bass for males. And then even amongst those larger categories, we have like 8 different kinds of sopranos. And it's just kind of what your voice naturally lends itself to and wants to do well. But the thing is, I could have one trumpet and another trumpet sound pretty different, right? And voices are even more distinctly unique than that, right? That's why you hear on the radio and you go, I don't know this song, but I know it's Adele, it must be a new one or one I haven't heard before, right? Because the voice itself is unique and distinctive. Or I might hear a voice and go, it almost sounds like this person, but it's a little different. So it's a singer. I don't know yet, And so voices are kind of, special in that way. But that I also think is what makes it so fun. Awesome. I thought that went really beautifully. That was exciting. Do you feel like you know it well enough that you want to try it just with the instrumental track now? Or do you feel like you want to practice a little bit more before trying it just with the instrumental?
Maybe practice a little bit more, but definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely our next session, I would love to try just with the instrumental. Just because I want to be sure that we're, continuing to work towards that. So maybe take a couple more days to work on it with listening to the singer and singing along with them. But then try to challenge yourself and go, okay, can I do it without the singer there? Which, takes a little bit of practice. But I think it's totally doable. And I would also maybe find like a karaoke track of the instrumental on YouTube so you can hear what the instrumental sounds like while still getting your cues of your lyrics. Try doing that first before transitioning to just having the track they provided, because then you have the visual cue to be like, and now here's where we enter and we start that line, and now here's this one. And you'll get used to the music underneath you, that orchestration that's supporting you. So I think that might be a good way to do that, is practice a couple more days with the singer and then try a couple days with a karaoke track so that you're hearing that accompanying orchestration, but then you have those visual cues of where to come in and the timing. And then try to listen to the track they gave you without those visual cues, and then try to hear it and go, okay, here's where I come in. Maybe try speaking it in time, seeing if you can stay with it, and then try singing through it with it. Okay? Yeah. So since the breath connection is something that's working so beautifully for you and you feel like that was really helpful to you, I'm going to send you some tips on how to be working on that more on your own, how to be practicing with that. So I'll send you some ideas for just kind of guiding your practice on your own, and you can sort of like take the parts that work for you and leave the ones that don't. Just like some suggestions. I kind of learned early on that sometimes people go, I feel like we do all this good work when we're together and then I don't know what to do on my own. So just so that you have a little more guidance, I'll send that to you. Your mom sent me your email so I can email or text you, and I'll send you some ideas for just like homework during the week. I would say try to practice a minimum of every other day, because as we are building these new muscular connections with strength, agility, stretching, airflow, these are totally new things we're learning. So the progress we made today, we don't want to lose it. We're also growing new brain pathways. So I would say a minimum of every other day. It doesn't even have to be a hugely long session. So if you can even set aside, 10 to 20 minutes of really focused practice, that I find even more efficient than like a really long session where you're distracted or tired and you're like, your voice is, pooping out and you're like, oh, now I'm tired, I have to rest. So I would say those short, efficient sessions more often are going to be more productive. And And also your instrument might get tired. I would say, if I was practicing piano or I'm practicing ukulele or something, or I'm practicing, you know, for band, like when I was growing up, I played brass instruments. If I was practicing that, I can practice 5 hours a day on piano and I'm fine. But with my voice, when I was your age, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I wouldn't have had the stamina. And even today, I'd have to pace myself and break up that practice. I'd have to be okay, I'll do an hour at this time and I'll do an hour and a half here. And I'd have to break it up and take rest. So the voice is very small. If you look at your fingernail, it's only about the length of the distance across. So it's very small, and it's basically like a rubber band, but made out of a fleshy material. And it's just a very thin, beautiful, pale pink little stretchy band, but it's very small, and what it's doing is very impressive. Your voice is vibrating hundreds to thousands of times per second when you sing, so it's working very, very hard. So that's why I say those shorter sessions that are very focused and intentional are going to be your best friend, to where you're not overexerting and then needing to take rest days. I would say, just like if you were practicing a sport or if you were working out in a gym, you want to have rest days. So I would say maybe take 1 or 2 rest days a week, practice 3 days, take a rest day, practice 3 days, take a rest day. But really just listen to your body. It'll tell you if your voice is I'm tired today, I'm worn out, I'm overexerted. It'll let you know. And you just listen to it and you hydrate and you rest it and you just take care of it. But I will send you an email with some guidance on how to continue your practice this week. I'm curious, do you have any questions for me or comments, things that you felt like were really helpful or working well today, things that you still feel like you want to continue working on, that you're I want to really improve this and I need a little more guidance or help with that? What were your thoughts?
I think the high note went easier than I thought it would be. It wasn't that high. It's just when I'm thinking of it, it seems worse than it really is.
Yeah, it was more intimidating and scary, but then once you did it, you were oh, that's not that bad. Okay, I can do that. I love that. That's an amazing realization. A lot of the time, we as singers will see the sheet music and we go, oh no, it's a high note, and our body will tighten up and get scared of it.
Because it looks
right?
higher than the other notes, but it's
exactly. Yeah, but then you did it and you went, oh, I can do that. I love that. Yeah. So I would also say, as singers, when our body is tight, it's going to make everything harder, because as we tighten up and lock up, the air passageway is going to narrow and it's harder to get that air through. As you relax, it's going to open up that air pathway, which is going to make everything easier. So yeah, if you have that fear kick in, that can make it a lot harder when you try to do the high note, right? So checking in with yourself and be okay, I'm going to relax. I'm going to sigh it out, wiggle it out, get that breath connection, and then I'm going to go for it. And if it's too high, your body will tell you, right? But I didn't think it was too high at all. With our, the whoops and the wahoos, you went much higher than that note. So I was not worried about it. I knew you had it. Wonderful. Oh, that's such a great reflection. Okay, awesome. So look for the email from me if you're practicing during the week and you are struggling with something, or you're feeling really good about something. If you want to do a little recording of yourself, a little voice memo on your phone, you can send that to me too. Just email it to me and I'll take a listen to it. And then I can give you some feedback, or I can just listen to it and we can, I'll have ideas for the lesson of what to focus on based on your progress. So yeah, you'll have my email, because I'm going to email you right after this. Alrighty. Thank you so much for your understanding about not meeting in person this time, but we are going to be, your mom said we might do in person and online different days. But she said, especially with the audition coming up, having some in-person time might be helpful, to have that practice of performing it in front of people too. So yeah, absolutely. We can definitely do that. And I think we should be able to start meeting in person next week. So we'll definitely get together for that. And I'm very excited to get to start start working with you more. And I'm very pleased. I think you have a really pretty voice. I would not say that if I did not actually believe that. So a very pretty instrument. Right now, I would say your musical ear is very strong. Your sense of rhythm, that ability to hear pitches and then know how to make that pitch is there. That's something that's not always there when people first start. That relationship of like, this is what I hear and this is what it feels like to make that note with my voice. So that's very exciting. I also didn't hear any abrupt like breaks or like wobbles or cracks happening. So getting through the transitions with the different muscles working, that chest voice muscle, the mixed voice, the head voice. So those are all really exciting, positive things that I'm hearing. And I'm very pleased. I think you're in a great place. This is a fantastic place to start lessons. You don't have any bad habits that we have to undo either. So yeah, I think you're in a really good place to dive into this. And I'm very excited to work with you. So hopefully you had fun today. Feel free to reach out anytime. Text is the fastest way to reach me. I will see that much faster than I will see your emails. So like if you email me, just text me and be like, I just emailed you. And I'll be like, cool, I'll go check it out. Just because I get so many emails and it gets overwhelming. But then the number that I gave your mom, I just use for students. So I will absolutely see that quickly and respond more quickly. So wonderful. Great meeting you. Great first session. I'm very excited. Hopefully you are too. I'm going to kind of brainstorm and put together kind of a lesson plan and like chart for myself to kind of clarify where we're at and where we want to go. And I'll also send you an email with some tips on how to practice this week. Okay? Mm-hmm. Alrighty, well, wonderful to see you. You can actually save this link because it will be the same link every time we meet. Okay. And that way, if I have like back-to-back or something, I can just be like, okay, bye to one person and put them back in the waiting room, and then I just let you in. I don't have to like restart a whole new meeting every time. But I try to put little buffer breaks between just because it gets a little overwhelming if I just go back to back. So it gives me a moment to be like, okay, what are we working on? Where are we at? And just kind of like mentally prep. But yeah, just it'll be the same link every time. So you can just save that. And if you need it again, just let me know. Alrighty, well, we will chat soon. Keep up the beautiful singing, the great work, and wonderful meeting you. Have a beautiful weekend.
You too.
All right, bye, Anna.